Wow, what a great start.
Wow.
I tell you, we've gone from awe to wow, haven't we? All right, let's write up some comments for Chad, all right, on his first speech. All right, let's get on with the show. Our final speaker is speaker number 4, Carmelo Belardo.
Yeah.
Toastmaster Carmelo Belardo, who is very excited to be a Winter Park Toastmaster. Now, your applause must be loud. Come on, give your applause for Carmelo. See a show, Toastmaster Carmelo Belardo. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. Thank you for that voluble applause. When was the last time you saw a live concert? Rock, jazz, blues, classical. There's nothing like a live show. My first show was a David Bowie concert. I was about 5 or 6 years old. My dad got these tickets that was in like the 2nd or 3rd row. Anybody remember Ziggy Stardust? Out of Control to Major Tom. Bowie's sitting in a chair, and as he's singing the song, the chair raises in the air. What a show. This is classic Bowie, with the makeup, the outfits. My parents were nuts, but it was very cool that they brought us with them. We had to leave an Eric Clapton show once because I got an earache. Yeah, we left a Clapton show. I don't have any of the stubs from when I was a kid. My father was not as nostalgic as I am. I brought some ticket stubs that I've saved over the years. And I'll share a couple of stories of my experiences over the years. I have over 90 stubs here of the more than 100 concerts that I've been to and that I've been blessed to witness. It's not to impress you, but to impress upon you the influence that they've had on me, influences that they've had on me, and the memories that I'll treasure always. I am supposed to persuade you about something. Not necessarily to agree with me, just to understand my point of view a bit more before I start talking. I think the thing I want to convey to you today is that if you have kids, or maybe your kids are all grown up, and you know a kid, or you have a grandkid, or a niece or a nephew, take them to a show. It doesn't have to be a rock concert, which is what I like to do. It could be a classical concert, or even a Broadway-style show where they have a live band. I took my kids to see Blue Man Group a couple of years ago, and they had a phenomenal band that you couldn't even see. But I picked them out through the black shadows above the stage. And after the show, I was sure to go up to the band and tell them what a great job they did. I went to see Buddy Guy with Los Lonely Boys and my 8-year-old daughter wanted to go with me. So I took her, and it was a great night. She really enjoyed the show. Buddy Guy came out into the audience, and he was, anybody ever see Buddy Guy? He comes out into the audience, and he plays the guitar, and everybody, it's like a great party. And my daughter was right there. I've got pictures of her, right next to Buddy playing his guitar. My older daughter doesn't like concerts. I took my whole family to see Chicago a couple of years ago. She wasn't that impressed. But I could bet you if Coldplay came to town, she'd be there. She taught herself how to play the song Clocks on the piano all by herself, which I was very proud of. Because I taught myself to play the drums when I was her age. I saw Loverboy in a gymnasium in Puerto Rico. Monsters of Rock in Giant Stadium, where the headline band was Van Halen, or Van Hagar at the time. And I got to tell you, I wasn't a fan of Metallica. I was not into heavy metal at all. And we were sitting in the top tier, and for 3 bands, I was staring to the right, and my neck had a crink in it. Crink. That's for you, buddy. A kink. So to alleviate the discomfort, I turned my head this way to stretch it, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. 70,000 kids doing this to the beat. Now, I didn't watch the band for a few minutes because I was just amazed at how crowds can be overtaken by music. It was great. Now, since then, I've been a fan of Metallica. Newfound respect. Saw The Who at Shea Stadium in 1982, one of the highlights of my concert-going career. The Clash opened up for them, and David Johansen. Anybody remember David Johansen? The Clash. We had to get off the floor. We had ground level. It was general admission, and we had to get off the floor because it was too dangerous. The crowds were so packed so tightly, it was dangerous. I saw Yes in the Round. The round is where you have a stage in the center, revolves, so you don't have a bad seat. There's never a bad seat in a show like that. I saw Robert Plant in '87. I practically had Zeppelin tickets in 1980, and then the drummer died. I saw the Monkees in 1988. Yeah, it was a reunion tour. My girlfriend at the time liked the Monkees. Harry Connick Jr. is a great story. We had seats about 25 rows up, and the first 2 rows were empty. Harry Connick Jr. commented on the first row being empty, and this guy in the second row had his feet up. So he said, "Would you buy out the front row so you can put your feet up?" At that point, I stood up and I ran down. My friends thought I was nuts. They thought I was going to get kicked out. I said, "I don't care. I'm going to the front row." So I get to the front row. Next thing I know, my 2 friends are there. They followed me. My friend Angela. About 5 minutes later, Harry Connick Jr. was at the bottom of the stage serenading her.
Nice.
Genesis, Phil Collins, Billy Joel, Allman Brothers, 28 times.
What?
Going to see them again in March in New York City. Countless bar bands that I've been to see, and I always offer my drumming talent to the band, and you'll be surprised how many times they'll sit in. Bottom line is that I've been heavily influenced by music. I enjoy it when I go to see a show, and I see kids with their parents. Now YouTube, God, I wish I had YouTube when I was a kid. It would have compressed so much time because so many things that I used to learn or teach myself were things that I've seen other drummers do on stage. Now, if you want to get your hair to stand up, go to YouTube and look up Pavarotti and turn the volume up on your speakers. Saturday Night Live, Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve, all these things where I would be able to see live bands. Back to the point. Live music is a thing of major importance. It's culture, it's art, it's a thing of beauty. Now go out and see a live show.
All right, let's take a minute here to write
write up some comments to help Carmelo.